and no not boost it to your face, I let you know. Treat a queen like a queen, and a hoe like a hoe.
Yeah, Rick, homie, Quan. Touch down the call, hell nigga. I done touch down the call, hell nigga. Rich on me, baby. I was taught to be a man.
A man.
Stand on my 2 feet just like a man.
Like a man.
Take all of my losses like a man.
Like a man.
Nigga said fade to fade just like a man.
Like a man.
Like a man.
I stand up.
Like a man.
I man up.
Like a man.
I stand up.
Like a man. Like
I
a man.
man up.
Like a man.
I stand up.
Hey. Like
I
a
man
man.
up.
Like a man.
I
Like a
stand
man.
up.
Like a man.
And no not boost it to your face, I let you know. Treat a queen like a queen, and a hoe like a hoe. That's his uncle told me fight him. You can't beat him, go and get your wet. My homies died, I stood up like a man. Do what you did to them, put that on pimp, I don't be playing. I was raised to get paid plenty ways like a man. It's hard to get it out the mud, cause they ain't putting it in your hand. Beef came, I bring pain. Lord knows I never ran.
Got to preach Miss Tiffany till I die. Got to preach Jesus Christ the Messiah. Got to preach Miss Tiffany till I die.
It's Tiffy time!
Fuck if I crash, don't save me. Driving this fast Mercedes, reckless with passion lately. Driving this fast Mercedes, reckless with passion lately. Yeah, fuck if I crash, don't save me.
You can delete all the messages you want, but just remember, screenshots don't lie, honey. I could not agree more. And just so we're clear, you keep yourself from your kids. You're so mentally unstable that you really believe Tiffany would ever give you the time of day. Worried about all the wrong instead of getting yourself right for your kids. So freaking sad. What do we say to that? That was on March 23rd at 9:22. Your sister was born on 9/20/19. 9/20/2019. That's poetic. So, I take a few days to meditate on what your mother said. I sent her the thumbs up to let her know. I read that. I believe that was the next day is when I saw that. I believe I saw that the next day because I don't spend as much time on social media as I used to. And then I meditated on it for 5 days. And this is what I had to say. On March 28th, right before the clock struck midnight, this is what I had to recite. I had time to sit and meditate on what you said. Worried about the wrong Doesn't that describe you? Why are you concerned? Are you Tiffany? Because you speak for her a lot. You keep yourself from your kids. Half true. I keep myself from my daughter because I know what I did to her mother. And I know what they both mean to me. I told Miss Tiffany the last time we were in court, I would never do that to her again. So I will wait till she's comfy with me entering her life again. That is where your mother blocked me. But I wasn't finished speaking, so I'm going to continue saying what I had to say. However, I message you continually for months about seeing my son. We will dive all into this in another video, in several videos, because it's a long course of dialogue. But I want you to see everything, because as your mother said, and I agree, screenshots don't lie, honey. However, I messaged you continually for months about seeing my son. You either ignored it, didn't ever respond, or hit me with, I'm not comfortable with you seeing your son. I'm not ready for you to see your son. This and that. Yet I do not recall you keeping Shaq, your sister Milani's biological father, from seeing his kid. Didn't he beat you? Because your mother would tell me he beat on her. And when I would spend time with her, I could tell that he was beating on her. She was afraid for me to hug her. She was afraid for me to touch her. And I don't mean sexually, I just mean like this. She would jump like a dog who had been beaten its entire life. He's still allowed to see his kid. Didn't he cheat on you? I recall your mother telling me stories about how he's out cheating. I was with your mother when your sister Milani was still in the womb. So, for that to be the case, he had to be out doing himself too. While with you, yes, he was with her too, and pregnant too, as I just explained to you. That is a picture of me when I began to take your mother seriously as potentially more than a friend. And she proved to me later on why that was never going to be the case again. Yet I said to your mother, I want you to know I love you, but at this point you are too toxic towards me and your narcissistic behavior. You cheated on me with Reggie. Did you forget that? You know you never apologized for that. Yet, who did you call 6 months after we stopped speaking? Because you were pregnant. And the father didn't want anything to do with it. That would be your sister Ava's biological father. He wanted nothing to do with her. And who did your mother call? She called me, son. Who was there? Who did you call while your second child with a second different man was still in the womb? Because her father was worse than the first. He beat on you, didn't he? Who did you call on? I'm not saying worship me or I was perfect. No, I would never be. But why can't I get the same treatment as the others? Why do you only expect financial help from me? Why do you care about Tiffany? You told me in the beginning there's no chance of anything between you and I. And with that, I was okay because I don't want anything. Why? Because your mother has shown me time and time again that the best she can ever be to me is simply a friend. I'm no longer sexually immoral, so we can't even be friends with benefits. I'm sure your mother is still sexually immoral because she's not married. And as long as I've known her, even when I still possessed my virginity, your mother was, for lack of a better phrase, out in these streets. You see, when I met her, I was speaking to her poetry. When I met her, I was speaking of her glowingly. I did this all the way until Reggie told me he was hitting that. And at that point, I was still a virgin and sad about that fact. And I will explain to you in great detail How everything after that is entirely my fault, because I believe that your mother treats me differently because I showed her something she'd never seen. I'd shown her genuine, authentic love as a friend. Because as I said, she called on me repeatedly. You're the only one of your siblings that has your mother's last name. You're the only one of your siblings who their father isn't allowed to see them. I never beat on your mother. I never cheated on your mother. As you will see in these messages, I've only spoke glowingly of your mother and will still do so too, because your mother is a lost soul. And there's a lot she's been through. I don't even know the things that she's been through aside from the things she's told, dude. I never bothered to ask because it was none of my business. I was hoping we could be friends, at least, but from my vantage point, I was never your friend. You treated me like shh, and that is the reason I never glorified you or begged for you. Of every woman I have a history with, you the only one to constantly treat me like shh. In fact, the only time you ever did something for me is after you cheated on me with Shaq. Or if it wasn't him, it was somebody. Because I asked you for an abortion multiple times, and every time she said no. Because I didn't believe you were faithful. I finally told you I am DNA testing the child, and if it's not mine, we're done. That's the point. You switched up and immediately agreed to the abortion. We did it, and I was done talking to you. Me and your mother did not see each other or really interact for the next 4 to 6 months after that. Like, I did not give two freaks about your mother or what she had going on. Your mother was dead to me. She forced her way back into my life by offering me, her, and her friend, if only for a night. And that's the night you were conceived. You knew that. You sensed that. That's when you brought your friend Nikki to me. That's the only time you ever truly did something for me. The last text helped me realize you forever treated me like shh, minus the moment this picture was taken and you bringing me your friend. That is why I am divorcing you as a friend. God bless you, Jess. Stay blessed by the best. You see, son, I knew early on, from the beginning, after the Reggie debacle, your mother would never be a wife to me. And at that point, it was very difficult for me to even see any woman as a wife, but that's always been the goal since I was a young child. I knew in that moment your mother would likely never be a girlfriend to me, and I treated her as such, and that's not fair to her. That's where I messed up. I did not thoroughly outline my expectations of your mother, what I wanted from your mother, or how I viewed your mother. I just kept doing me and showing her love the best I could. And from her vantage point, she felt she loved me more than I loved her. From my vantage point, I call that BS, because I have actions and feats that show I loved her and she did not love me. Because if she loved me, she would not keep me from seeing you. If she loved me, she would not have cheated on me with my best friend, my dude. If she loved me, she would not have cheated on me the second time with Shaq. And I know you're wondering, how did she cheat on you if you weren't married, if she wasn't your girlfriend, this and that? You see, there's a certain thing called exclusive, son, and two people know that. You see, if you are exclusive and you sleep with someone else, you must keep that a secret, because the person you're exclusive with would leave you if they found out that secret. If you are single, son, you can do whatever you want. You don't answer to anyone. And that's when you can be honest about who you're sleeping with, if it's the person who's asking business to know that information. I never cheated on your mother. I used your mother to cheat on other women with who I thought were unfaithful or knew they were unfaithful, and we will dive into this. But from my vantage point, I loved your mother and she never loved me. So as you can see, we have two very different perspectives on the same experienced reality. But this is something that we will discuss in great depth so that you can understand me, and you will always have your mother so you can speak to her at any point you choose to and see what she has to say, and you can take both sides and both information that you are given and come to your own factual conclusion. And whatever you decide, because I love my mama too much to lie, whatever you decide, son, is fine with me. But when you decide to join my tribe, there's some things that we're going to have to speak on. Your father is gone. Stay blessed by the best. Dr. Magic Jakeem Blaze. I pray your life is always one word: amaze. Stay ablaze.
Q, what it do? God brought the sauce and the juice.
Stack live in 3, 2.
They don't understand where I'm really coming from, they wasn't in my shoes. They don't steal shit that we never did, that's why my soul trapped in the booth.